Alright, I'm going to make 2 new Gourd banjos out of this really nice curly maple that I got from a friend of my grandpa's in upstate New York. Really highly figured, although it does have some powder post beetle holes in it, which I'm going to try to use as sort of a design feature. We'll see what I end up doing there. I made a whole in-depth video of this build just focusing on how I lay out the neck profile and how I do all that. So check that out. I'll put that in the description. There's the finished side profile. Then I use this adhesive sandpaper, I think it's 80 grit, onto a flat piece of marble. And that's what I use to level the fingerboard. There it is all glued up. I use about a dozen clamps. And this is a style of peg head I've done a couple times. It sort of reminds me of a canoe paddle, so I call it the canoe paddle peg head. And it's just a really simple design. It's easy for me to cut out quickly, and you know, I like the look of it. It's pretty slick looking. You really don't want to skimp on the fingerboard leveling. I spend a long time trying to get that thing totally level. And here's where these powder post beetle holes were. I used a wire brush to kind of get all the dust out of them. And then I mixed up this silver mica powder into some epoxy. I figured it would give it a cool, like, metallic sort of look, like it's like veins of ore or something. There's a little bit of oil finish going on, and you can see it didn't go great with the metallic epoxy. I rushed it a little and I didn't get it fully filled into all the holes. But I took another pass at it and it ended up looking pretty cool. This is a goat skin I got from Motherland Music in Inglewood. Great store. I'm tacking this on with some nice brass colored tacks. Someday I'll do a more in-depth video on attaching the skin heads. And then I'm using this black and white ebony for the tuning pegs. The quickest way I've found to do this is clamp it in the vise and use this Shinto rasp or saw rasp here to kind of round it all out. And that's a really quick way to hog away material until I can fit my peg shaper around it. My friend Krikor gave me this really nice oscillating belt sander, and it's been awesome to have. I've been using it a ton. And here's the Cocobolo fingerboard neck, all finished up with the finish going on. This thing came out real nice and elegant looking. I was really happy with this one, really happy with both of them. I'm using the same piece of goat skin on both banjos, so I'm cutting out a piece for the Cocobolo fingerboard one now. But the only difference is I'm staining this one slightly with coffee, just to match that darker fingerboard a little bit. But it didn't take up too much of the color, but it's slightly noticeable in the end product, you'll see. You can hear the nice sound it makes once it's been drying. You let them dry overnight. Don't go hitting them like that until they've had at least a day to dry. I used black and white ebony for the nut, too, to match those tuners. And I've been favoring these kinds of tailpieces lately. Usually I'll do the one that slides over the end of the dowel stick, but I like this a lot because it sort of promotes it pushes the strings down a lot, so there's a lot of, like, downward pressure. As soon as the string comes off of the bridge, it's just, like, yanked down, and it's held real firmly on that bridge, which gives it a better tone, I think. Then you can see the action is way too high up here, so I take the nut out, and I'm gonna cut these slots a little deeper, and I also filed the bottom of the nut down a little bit, get those strings resting just where I want them. And there it is, much better here. So that's the final nut position, and I glue it in with a couple dots of super glue, but it is still removable. Taking out this test bridge I'm gonna make a new bridge to the height that I want. I just use a bridge I already have for the string positions. Saves me a little time of measuring it all out. Here they are, all done. So yeah, I really like how these came out. They're both available right now. If you're interested, give me an email. Send me an email. This sort of I'm really glad I was able to sort of use this wood because it's beautiful wood, and I don't mind this metallic sort of fill into all the holes. It didn't come out quite perfect or exactly how I envisioned. Next time I might try like a more copper sort of color, or like something else. I'm not sure, but yeah, it came out very cool, and yeah, these are some of the best looking I've ever made. I really think so. So yeah, here's how they sound. Walking Boss, great one. The birds are chirping, the kids are screaming, planes are flying over. Hold for the plane, please. Alright, so that's some claw hammer. Here's how some two-finger sounds on it. Had to get loud there to try to play over top of the plane. Hopefully it worked. Anywho, alright, one more on this one and then I'll show off this next one. This is number 38, and that one's 39. Just for reference, this has the 38's got the Bacote fingerboard and the slightly smaller gourd. 39 has the Cocobolo fingerboard and a slightly larger gourd. Other than that, the two are very much the same. Pretty Polly, classic. Alright, so that was in G modal, tuned a couple steps below standard open G. This one is regular open G, but half step down in open F. F, C, F, A, C. I think this one sounds better in the lower tunings. This one, for whatever reason, it sounds good in those lower tunings, but I like to tune it a little higher, even all the way up to regular open G. And this is F, which is higher than I usually play. What should I play on this frickin' thing? Whew. Alright, well, it's probably about enough for today. Yep, thanks for watching. Let me know if you want one of these. Email's in the description. And yeah, have a nice day.